Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is October 21st, 3, 20 some p.m. Where I'm at. I won't disclose. I'm sorry. Anyway, reason I'm making this video is because I got a phone call from Department of Industrial Relation, and I wanted to display the message that I got from the the inspector or whatever to investigate my complaint against one of the assistant officer or whatever in office of appeal, workman compensation, whatever. But anyway, and the message that or the reason I'm making this video, it is not the person or the assistant officer at the Department of Industrial Relations. It's the whole state of California. I am not complaining about somebody that works and making a living for themselves like myself and millions of us all over, that the state is committing the crimes and having these people do the dirty job for them. And they said every time you file a complaint, who did what and who say what. And then, they penalize them or whatever. It's not them. They are carrying out, they doing their job, and all the things that they do, it's instructed by the state to do that, push people to the curb, fraud them out of their rights. The doctors, they are working for the state, everything. It's a system. It's a system to victimize the most vulnerable, the people that they are uh, barely making it, to keep them in the status quo, keep them in the system, so they can continue to get the funds and victimize them, decommission them, and disfranchise and dehumanize. Sometimes it's an evil way of controlling the masses. And this is exactly what they do at the colonies. It's an old thing. I don't know why, what the kind of, what they thinking they can get away with that in the 21st century. So I just wanted to make sure that this is not gonna hurt, or I'm not filing a complaint against an individual. I'm filing a complaint against the state of California, the Department of Industrial Relations, State of California. Actually, the Department of Labor, USA, the United States of America. I'm not, because the federal government is allowing all this crime to take place by giving the state all the liberty to commit the crimes and get away with it. All right. So and the federal government doing that to the vets, they're doing that to the social security recipients, and they're doing that to anybody that is in the federal restrictions or getting any federal benefits are victimized also by the federal government. I think the federal government to give it already to the states. So the states are doing the job for the federal government, and the federal government is totally complacent. Okay, because when I filed, I thought that I was filing with the federal government, but it was in California, the district court, the 7th district court, and they laugh at me. And I don't know for how long they're going to be laughing, because I'm starting right now. I am. It turns around. I am the one doing the laughing. Anyway, uh, so that's. I just wanted to make this video, and I'm gonna have you hear the message, and I'm gonna call him. Hopefully, he will answer. Because this is not, I'm not filing a complaint against an individual that works there. It doesn't matter what she's doing her job, and I really don't want to. She let me put it this way. Everywhere I went, okay, everywhere I went, the assistant officer, the information assistant officer, did the same thing. They're all working for the insurance company, and to push people and con them out of their benefits and have corporate America get away with it because it's a system that has victimized again the masses. So there is no I'm not buying that. Even in the social services, any office, whether it's a local or federal or state or federal, as long as it has the government, that's what they're doing. They are corrupted to the gills again and committing crimes against the most vulnerable when they know that they can commit the crimes and con them and fraud them. Alrighty, here is the message. Let me put this up a little bit so you can hear.
Hello, Mr. Shaban. My name is Warner Gazane. I work for the Department of Industrial Relations Human Resources Office. I'm calling you because I'm getting information about a complaint concerning Valerie James. She's an information and assistance officer that works at the Riverside Workers' Comp Appeals Board. I'd like to see if I could interview you and ask you some questions about your experience with her. I know that when you went to the board in June of this year, you told one of the staff members that you did not want to speak with Valerie James, and I'm curious about that. My number is 510-286-1351, and I'm calling 1:32 on Wednesday afternoon. Thank you.
Okay. بسم الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي.
Hello, it's Warner.
How you doing, Warner? My name is.
Hello?
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
My name is Mohammed Shaban,
Is
and
this Mr. Shaban?
yes, sir, I am indeed.
Yeah, thank you for calling. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you for calling me from the first place.
You're welcome. I work for the Department of Industrial Relations Human Resources Office,
Yes, sir.
and I wanted to see if I could go through an interview. Comments you made concerning Valerie James at Riverside WCAB.
I sure did.
We've
Yeah.
had some complaints about her, and the department that I work with complaints. Do you have some time to talk about?
Yes. Yes, I do. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Okay, I work in performance management. This involves disciplining our employees.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is go through an interview with you to see what you can tell me, because the information I have is very limited. All I have here is that when you talk to Patricia Dominguez, you said that you did not want to meet with Valerie James, and you also told the judge that she made you feel interrogated and victimized. So it doesn't really tell us much here. So I'd like to probably take, 15 minutes or so to ask you some questions. Do you have some time?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, good. Have you done an interview like this before?
No, this is the first time.
First time? Okay. All right, so we're a little formal. I use a recorder, and what I do is I turn it on, and then I go through an introduction. It takes me about a minute to read the introduction.
Okay.
Then I go into the questions.
Already.
Okay?
Let me just stop you. I had an interview many times before at the workman. I'm sorry, the ADD, EDD, and for the appeal. The employer refused to pay my unemployment, and I did have. I got a couple of those, and I appealed one time a decision by the many times by the social
okay.
by the social services, and I have a hearing like that. All even the Social Security Administration has one too. But go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Turn her on.
Alrighty.
Okay. My name is Warner Gazine, and I'm an investigator with the Department of Industrial Relations, Human Resources Office. Today's date is 2015, and it is 3:32 p.m. I am at 510-286-1358 with Mohammed Shaban. Mr. Shaban, I would like to speak with you about matters involving games. I will be asking you questions to which I need complete and honest answers. If you do not know a question, please tell me you do not know. If you want me to repeat or explain a question, please ask me to repeat or explain it. Please do not guess. However, if the question asks for an approximation, please give me your best approximation. This interview is recorded so that we can have an accurate account of your answers. The Department of Industrial Relations will keep the recording and notes of this interview as confidential as possible. However, complete confidentiality cannot be guaranteed if an adverse action or other administrative action is taken. Do you have any questions before we start?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Can you give me your name and spell both names, please?
Yes, my first name is Mohammed, Mohamed. Last name Shaban, Shabaan, as in Nancy.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did you first? You're welcome. How did you first meet Valerie J?
I believe my memory is not that good because I take a lot of antidepressant medication and so on, and I don't sleep. But I think it was 2011 when I went first and I filed appeal hearing.
At the Riverside Board?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Since that time, can you give me an estimate how many times you've had contact with her by phone and in person?
Mostly by in person. I used to live very close to the board, and I am a person that I don't, I do phone calls, but I always like to show up because,
Okay.
I was homeless. I'm still homeless, and I do a lot of walking, and and I just go to get, been struggle for me, not only with the Department of Industrial Relation, but everything else. Now, I wanted to say some here, if I may. My complaint,
Okay.
my complaint, sir, is not against a particular individual. It happened that Valerie James was the one that I always encounter because she is an information officer, assistant officer, and I did not have a lawyer or attorney. So my complaint is against the state. The state from the beginning until even at the hearing, they said that he's not work related and so on and so forth. I have been. Uh, 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 Let me talk about myself first before I talk about others. I witness, and it's a living experience for me that the state is the one victimizing people and denying them the right and frauding them out of their benefits. Because when I filed that complaint, sir, in 2008, first, I I went in disability because my doctor took me off work because of my mental. I didn't sleep. I don't sleep until now, but and depression and so on and so forth. Now, after that, they told me that if you are in disability, you have to go on file, if you are, you have to file a workman compensation. The state is the one that promoted me to do that. So the person came from the state and they met me at my home and told me, have the interview and everything, and like you doing now. And then they went and they filed the initial complaint back then in 2008 or 2009. I don't remember. Now, when I the employer has retaliated by telling everybody that I was a terrorist, and they managed to have the police department involved and the county of Orange, and they kidnap. Yeah, he committed a lot of crimes otherwise because who I was. All the doctors that they did, the report that it's not worker related, they were. I'm sorry, I'm not prejudiced by any stretch of the imagination, but my name is Mohammed Shaban and I'm an activist. I'm a very educated man. And they all Jews. And they all went out of their way because I filed a complaint with the Department of Fair Employment and Housing against the same employer. Therefore, everybody they just took the liberty and they commit federal crimes. I'm talking about heinous crimes. They have the police department going to the mother of my child that was 10 months old. They commit a lot of crimes. I just can't repeat what took place. Now, when they put me in jail, they beat me up, they tased me, they told the mother of my children, or my child, Matthew was 10 months old, don't let him see his son, and all of this to retaliate for Mr. Pierce, because he's everybody in the city and the county and everything, they are friends. And when I stood up and I did that, it didn't go right by them. And all of this was done I testify in my cross-examination with the judge. And I brought it to their attention. That is not Miss Valerie or Mrs. Valerie James. It is everywhere I went from now on. Now, when I filed that appeal in 2011, was no record of my case. No record whatsoever. Even though they have that report that they based the decision based on from 2008. And they say, oh no, well, there is no case, there is no workman compensation case for you, well, you never filed. I said, what? The state did. The state sent someone to my apartment and took my, Now, all of this again, every time I try, it was hard for me to go and appeal it because the time, the statute of limitation, whatever. And I said, that's not, during this time, I am in jail or homeless. I was homeless since August of 2009. After I was 54 at the time, and I never been that, I used to make almost 100 grand a year for 20 years being in the car business, and all of a sudden I got nothing. They took everything. They commit all these crimes against me, my family, my children, my dog, my everything. They stole my identity. They took my citizenship. They took my passports of Egyptians and the British, everything. They allow themselves to commit all these crimes to retaliate for the person that I filed a complaint against. And the city, the state, the county, the state, and the federal government took a liberty, and they have the FBI calling me, harassing me, calling my family. It's unbelievable. And then when I went, and the last time, they tried to walk me away. Judges. It's not only the assistant officer. They tell him, oh, well, we'll go get the exhibit this, oh, well, this, oh, they take it off calendar. They did, because I didn't have a lawyer. I filed a lawyer because the lawyer started cutting deals with the insurance company. And I'm the one, I left it as an experience. Until now, I can't even, well, I can't relax. I get all worked out. I get racing thoughts. I get hospitalized if I don't take my medication. It's unbelievable the damage that they brought upon me and my family, especially minor children. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Now, all of this, all of this, and the state keep telling me, oh well, there is nothing there. Oh well, there is a report here who's been, and I file against every doctor that they did, because not only this doctor, the doctor that is supposed to be my doctor wrote a report, a fraud report to the social services, that I wasn't sick and I was just trying to get food stamps and whatever, and I didn't want to go to work, I'm lazy. My own doctor that is supposed to be taking me off work because I am, she's the one that first give me this antidepressant medication that I got addicted to. Effexor, Raspadone, anything you might imagine I've been taking. And I still don't sleep more than 3-4 hours. And if I am left alone, I am fine. I do well because I know how to manage my life. I know how to live. But all of this because the state did not want me to file a complaint. I filed with the labor board before. I tried to contact the Department of Industrial Relations. I filed with the Department of Justice, the Attorney General in Los Angeles downtown and Orange County. I filed many complaints. I went to the FBI many times because they were harassing me and my family after me. And I said, why you guys, why you harassing us? Until now, I got like a few months ago in the beginning of the year, I got another agent calling me and said, oh, well, what do you think of ISIS? I said, well, you're not in trouble, Mr. Shaban. I said, I know, but you are. He said, how is that? I said, why are you calling me? What do you think of ISIS? I said, that's why you are in trouble. It's unbelievable. They commit the crime and then they victimize people and commit crimes against them and they justify it. This is what I have to say about all of this. Valerie James and all other people, they work, they doing their job, they getting their orders from the above, from the state. They doing their job for the state. They have no personal problem or references with me. They are not the one that committing the crimes against me. The state is the one that is instructing them to do that, to push the people to the curb and keeping them in the status quo. And that's what my wrath is. And that's why I already started a nonprofit. And I am going to make a difference for people. I am taking my social security money and I'm investing it all in my nonprofit. I'm paying for people motel rooms that they are homeless in the streets with children. I am giving them getting food from food banks and deliver it to them. I've been doing everything possibly because I seen it. I seen it, and I lived it as a living experience. So, sir, I do appreciate your call, but this is what I have to say about all of this. Valerie James is just doing her job. Yeah, maybe she has a bad attitude and always, kick me out of the office when she tried to interrogate me, and I stand up for my rights. I know my rights, but she's not the one I'm complaining against. I'm complaining against the state. The state is the one that tried to fraud me from the get-go. Until now, they said, oh, no, it's not work-related because, and they have all my information. They have everything. The Social Security Administration, a doctor, medical, psychiatrist, and psychology is an expert. And he, by far, he said that, this person is really messed up and it's going to take him a long time to recover. And I never took one pill for anti-depression medication or depression or not sleep or any of this. If this doesn't happen from work, where did it come from? And I was divorced and I was married and I was divorced again, and I have been in this for the last 30 years. The first time I have my daughter, she's almost 30. I always been a single father and I always going through all the divorces and stuff, and I will always I always make my living. Well, let me stop that. Excuse me. That's the idea. Just hold on a second, please. Okay, sorry about that. That's the call for the prayers. I'm sorry, I'm Muslim, but this is Adhan. Anyway, so that's what happened. I do appreciate your patience, and I am done. So continue asking me if you wanted to. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for Cut. Um, typically, how long did your meetings with Valerie James last?
Uh, Less than 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Now, on June 24 of this year, you advised Patricia Dominguez that you did not want to meet with Valerie James because of the way she treated with you in the past.
Right.
Can you tell me about that?
Um, well, when I brought it to the presiding judge attention, he has one of another judge. It was a lady. She called me, and I have a long conversation with her, and I told her exactly what I told you in the last 10 minutes. Um, I would go there, and the defendant attorney will come up with her, and someone from the state will come up with us. Uh, you know, I think for the disability, state disability, they want to get their money, I guess, that they paid in 2009 or 2008.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and then she would say, "Oh, well, she would ask me like she's a judge, asking me, why you think that this is insurance company." I said, I don't want to tell you all. I don't want to disclose this information for you to you. Oh well, yeah. So what you are here for? What you want? You got nothing. It's not working. We have a report from a doctor, a psychiatrist said that it's not work related injuries. And I said, who are you?
Is this the judge or Valerie James?
No, this is Valerie James.
Oh,
Valerie James is acting like a judge. And then she said, okay, well, so why you... and then I said, listen, who are you? Why are you interrogating me? I'm not feeling comfortable doing this. And I really get... again, I don't sleep. I got problems. I don't have the patience to sit there and being abused and harassed by someone trying to con me out of con my children, not con me. They defrauded my children. They didn't do nothing to me because I know how to live again. And then she will say, get out. She will stand up and she will wave her hand, get out of here.
She raised her voice at you?
Oh yeah, every time I go there, the same scenario. I can have a recorder with me, and it will be the same thing every time. And I went to her office many times, just to fill the forms. When they said, "Oh, do this and do that," I said, "No, just to give me the form, I'll fill it out. I don't need to go through here." Now, why I said that I want to talk to the other person, because the other person was helping the Spanish speaking recipients or clients. So, and I talked to her many times before, and she did the same thing, but she was very proper, polite, and she did not interrogate me, but she will tell me, oh, well, you can't do, the same thing, following the same policies to push people away. But she's kind. She's not rude or kick me out or harass me or interrogate me. And that's why I said.
Can you tell me when Valerie James raised her voice at you?
Every time I went to there, sir. There is. You guys can go to. I'm sorry. You can go to the record how many times I went to there. I don't remember, but every time I went to there, I had to leave with my blood boiling and shaking and everything because the way that talked to me.
When was the last time?
The last time was I would say June. Yeah,
June this year?
Yes, sir.
When? How many other times did it happen this year?
I don't really remember. I went to there many times. You guys don't keep records of how many times I went and I have a hearing and every time I go there. And the attorney, what they do, the attorney is she's a defendant attorney, but when she goes there, she treats me like I am the defendant. And they call the sheriff department or the highway patrol. They always have a law enforcement personnel present when I go there because they wanted to harass me, intimidate me, and I just stand up and I say, you guys, you're the defendant. Why you are telling me? She comes, the attorney will boss me around. Hey, Mr. Shaban, go up there, see the information officer. Oh, and I told her, listen, you got nothing to tell me. Don't ever talk to me. And then I even called the presiding judge. They sent the secretary one time. I think it was in May during the disposition or the deposition. I'm sorry, the deposition. And I went to the you know the reception and I asked her that I want to talk to the presiding judge because I feel so unbelievable. You got a law enforcement, and I am the one I've been victimized. I and my children. But I go there, I feel like I feel intimidated. I feel harassed. I feel threatened. I feel like I'm gonna get beat up and tased and thrown in jail just because I'm going there and telling them that you guys are violating our rights. This is exactly how I feel every time I went to there. And whether judges or what have you, no, I'm gonna say good things about the presiding judge because he was very kind. Even the other female judge that she called me, she during the trial, uh, August 10, she called me in her office, and the highway patrol followed me, and she told him, "Get out! I don't need you here." And she closed the door, and she started talking to me, and she was very kind and accommodating. And I said, "This is not right. This is not right." And she asking me what happened, and we really appreciate your patience, and we are very sorry that all this took place. And the phone call should be recorded when she called me prior to that uh, trial hearing. Uh, you know, so I don't understand why the state. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you that to attack you personally, but why the state act like they got no they have to ask me about my testimony, and everything is already been recorded. Everything is documented. I've been my computer been hacked and spied on. My emails been intercepted from Europe and phone calls and everything. Everything I say and everywhere I go, it's been documented. So why, when it comes to the state committing crimes against the masses, they wanted people to prove this and prove that? Everything, sir, there is documented. We are in the United States of America, and we are the age of the 21st century. We are in the .com, and so uh, and I already spill my guts everywhere. I am an activist. I can't be sitting there being complacent when I see not only against my children or against me, but there is a lot of people can do what I'm doing. They can do that. They can talk to the authority that way, and they can stand up and say, "Hey, you guys are violating all right," or "You guys are doing." They can't. They just crawl in the corner and take it, and it's unbelievable, unbelievable. So that's what happened. And again, my wrath is not against a certain individual. I wish the state will look into that. And everywhere I went, every office I went, I have the same. Valerie was a little bit a tit, with the attitude, but every information officer in every office I went did the same thing. Try to walk me away, telling me that we got. It's like I'm talking to the insurance company attorney, not to the Department of Industrial Relations personnel. That's exactly what I've been experiencing. I experienced that in Riverside, Anaheim. Well, Orange County is the worst. I talked to many times. I have it in my phone records. I talked to the department. I talked to one of the officers like yourself to file. I filed with the I tried to file with the labor board. They never took me seriously. I walked to the office many times before even I got before I got injured, before I got crazy. I become crazy. I went there and I filed many times. I tried to file at least, and they always walked me away. I filed with the Department of Fair Employment and Housing many times, many complaints, and I never got, oh, wow, here, letter to sue. The EEOC called me. I filed with the Department of Justice. Hey, nothing. And they always say who did what and when. And if you don't answer us within 3 days, 5 hours and 29 minutes and a half a second, we know that you are not interested, Mr. Shaban. I got this letter many times, and I'm not being sarcastic. This is facts of life for me. That's what I've been through, and that's what I see. So,
Okay.
go ahead, sir.
So every information in the system, you're not entitled to anything?
None of them. None of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them helped me as they supposed to. None of them did not take a stand for the insurance company and try to intimidate me to, like I got nothing. And all of them did the same thing. And I said that in my cross examination to Judge Worthy.
Okay. But you feel that did Valerie James ever rude, or did she mistreat you during those conversations?
Well, again, I don't want her to get in trouble. She has the worst attitude. She's just, but the performance though was similar, except to her, she's a little bit, she was rude. Yeah, she was rude, and she
How was she rude? Tell me how she.
she will tell me to get out. When I start asking her, who are you and why you asking me these questions? Are you the judge, ma'am? I will ask her that because, she tried to prove, telling me that why you filing. She tried to walk me away, and the insurance company is sitting there, the attorney for the insurance company, the defendant. And the state, the person from the state of disability also, they maybe not all the time were present.
Would she raise her voice?
Oh yeah, she would raise her voice and she would tell me get out and wave with her hand, get out, and she will repeat it once, twice, 3 times sometimes,
Okay.
and I.
Yeah. Okay. And so, I think I asked you before. Let's see here. How many times do you think you've met with her?
Oh, I don't remember, sir, but every time I went to there, it should
You think
be.
it's been like once a year since 2011, or 2 times a year, or how many times do you think it's been?
Now let me ask you some, sir. This, do you guys are allow? Don't you have this information documented? How many times I went to there and how many times I.
They might have a record of each time there's been a hearing, but I don't think they'd have a record of every time he's.
Oh, okay.
There's
Well.
more than one INA office.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but you know what? When I go there, I sign downstairs. They give me that little sticker, and all of this, the state should be able, if there is a serious violation, the state should be able to conduct an investigation without, because I am seriously, I can't be sitting there, try to answer, this. This is something that I don't want to deal with because I am taking, I got problems. I got a lot of problems, and the only thing that I'm worried about right now to find a safe place to sleep, to be able to be in touch with my children, all of them, and to take my my medication and catch 3-4 hours a night to sleep. Not to who said what and who did what, when I know that it's not gonna get me anywhere, and that I will still be victimized along with millions of people everywhere, and including my children. That's what, and I hope if everything there is being recorded, right? Since we, right?
Right now, you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say if you wanted to really concerned about the answer, I would say let's say this year, 2015, one, two, three, maybe four times. Two
Four
thou-
times this year, or four times total?
no, no, four times this year. 2000
Oh,
and
this.
yes, yes. 2014, I went to Santa Barbara and Ventura, so that was not with Riverside. Uh, and then from 2000, I think 2011 or 2012, you can go to back to the record. You would see the first time I filed the appeal. And I would say in 2000 and the first time, maybe two times with Valerie and two times with the other officer. And then 2012, uh, also maybe three, four times with Valerie and once with the other person.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's it. And then 2013. I think,
Okay.
and I've been there also in 2013. I left only 2014 when I went to Anaheim and
Uh huh.
then Santa Barbara. Then, but what I wanted to again emphasize and be clear about that this has been happening everywhere I go, and my complaint is against the state because the first thing that alarming that everywhere I went before I filed the appeal, there was no record of the 2008 uh, initial filing,
Okay.
and that was done by
All
the
right.
state. That it was done by the state. The state is the one because they were paying disability and they wanted to see if they can, have somebody else take the, which it was. It was work related injuries. It's not like, because the doctor says so that all these experts that
Uh huh.
the state hires to to come people out of the, and say that we are the one who committed a fraud. No, the state is the one that getting all these people with the, corporate America or the,
Uh huh.
the employer and the insurance company to fraud us out of our benefits. That's bottom line, and this is my last, uh, and this is what I've been fighting, and that's why, I found. That's why I'm spending every penny I have on non-profit, and
I see.
yeah,
You saw Valerie in 2013, Mr. Shaban.
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. How many? Once or
Maybe twice.
maybe twice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you ever seen her mistreat anyone else?
No, because her office is in the eighth
Okay.
floor, and she's
Okay.
by herself all the time.
Okay. How did you feel when she was rude to you and kicked you out?
I just said but I get so upset and I shake and I got some kind of uh,
Yeah.
problems with getting I take medication, sir, for mental
Yeah.
problems, and I don't sleep, and I don't appreciate when people commit crimes, not only against me but other people. I just
Did you feel you were mistreated by Valerie?
uh, indeed, indeed, harassed, intimidated,
Yeah.
threatened, and getting very, very upset to the point that I was shaking, and every time. because
Okay.
I try to control myself because I'm not a rude person and I'm not, but
Uh-huh.
you know, so I just say thank you and I walk and my face is red and I'm shaking. You know, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to feel like someone harassing and intimidating and committing crimes against you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And it was the way she said, "Get out of here." She raised her voice. Was she mean when she said that?
Indeed, sir. Yeah,
Indeed.
because you see, here I'm gonna repeat it once again, and
Yeah.
I got to go. But the what she's trying to do from the get go, she's trying to do what she's been instructed by the state. Make me believe that I got no case because I don't have an attorney. Okay, that's what she does. You know, the state hire these certain people to do that job for them. Now to walk people away that they got no case, and in fact, if they continue, they will say, "Oh well, why don't you take $3,000 and then we'll have to pay the doctors and we'll have to pay this and we'll have to pay that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's all I can get you." The state is the one giving the orders to these information assistant officers to do that. So again, it's the state that is doing this. How do I feel and how she did it and how she's just doing her job, and I feel like I am being of course harassed and intimidated, but the state is what they know exactly what's going on. They are the one they giving her these orders. So
Okay.
she's doing the job for the state. So I don't understand why the state is like, oh well, what she did and how. Well, the state knows exactly what's going on in these offices. I mean, it's very easy to find out that somebody can go there and be a janitor and stand there and clean, and they will get you a complete report of violations and crimes taking place every second of the day, in every case. So
Uh-huh.
there's no mystery about it. And you know, I'm sorry, but you keep asking me the same thing again, and I'm repeating the same thing again. That it's the state that I am. My wrath is against the state because she is doing her job as she instructed by the state.
Okay. All right.
Her performance, she couldn't hide it because her personality. But that everywhere I went with the same thing, just Valerie because that's her attitude. But every officer that I went to, I experienced the same thing. The theme is the same. They try to walk me away and tell me that I have no case and I don't know what you're doing here. And you know,
Uh-huh.
they're working for the insurance company, not for the state of California.
Okay. All right. Mr. Shaban, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, sir, that's it.
That's it?
Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. Well, this concludes the interview. Please do not hesitate to contact me if something comes up. It's now 4:10, and I'm going to turn the recorder off.
Okay, and then what's that gonna go? Just that's it, and or they gonna be an investigation, or what's gonna happen?
Well, I'm interviewing different people about complaints concerning Valerie, and when I'm done, management is going to sit down and take a look at all this information and decide what to do.
Okay, so this is all.
Yeah.
It's targeted. It's the whole subject is Valerie. It's not.
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Oh, so there is other people that they complain about here. That's what you're telling me. I'm not.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, alrighty. But the state is not gonna do anything about looking into that from above. Because it's not a Valerie. I'm sorry, but for me, it's not a Valerie problem. It's the state problem that they know exactly what's going on. It's not some
Uh-huh.
that it's not lack of performance or what have you. It's not Valerie that the one that she should get reprimanded. It's
I see.
yeah, it is the state has to look deep to this and get the problem from the foundation of it and get their, excuse my language, but get their whatever together and they start doing the right
Uh-huh.
thing for people, because this is crimes that's not gonna, it's not gonna jive, it's not gonna prevail, you know, it's not that's not gonna go. We are not in you know, in Egypt or Russia or China. We are in the United
Uh-huh.
States of America, where people have rights and people have the right, the liberty to stand up and say, "Hey, the state is committing crimes." And this is why our Constitution of the United States of America, we should at least, you know, applaud by it. You know what I mean? That's
Uh-huh.
it's unbelievable. Anyway, uh,
Okay.
thank you for your time.
Mr. John, thank you for calling me. I appreciate it. Take
All
care.
righty, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, I didn't stop it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.